Hey folks, this is Coby with CobyWright.com, and I'd like to welcome you back to another weekly live training session. Tonight we are doing a makeup, so we're on a different night than usual because last week we had a little technical difficulty and I decided to leave the screen paused for the first 30 to 40 minutes. Although we did get a good MP3 out of the deal. So for those of you that didn't get that MP3, I will put that link up here. There we go. Put that in the chat box. Although most of you probably got here from an email from me where you also had that link. But if you're watching the replay and you haven't, there's that. It was a good session, although it's a shame that I messed it up. Although we did get an MP3, so, you know, we got a little bit of value out of it. All right, so tonight we have a lot of new guests, which is awesome. And then we've got a lot of new regular faces as well, which is just great as well. So for those of you, this is your first time, I just need to point out a few things to you, and that's to pay attention to these two QR codes that I have here on each side of the screen, and then to the orange text down here at the bottom. What those are is that will allow you to join the SMS list, where you can get instant notification each week of these webinars before they start, and then also of when I post the replays. And of course, the replays will be mobile friendly, so you can even watch them on your mobile device if you so wish. And to join the SMS list, simply text the word webinar to the phone number 615-326-1155. Or you can scan either one of these QR codes and then press send. And then you will get a return message telling you that it's a success, and that's how you know it worked. All right. So, for those of you this is your first time, what I like to do is I like to do a lot of interactive training sessions instead of doing, you know, just a presentation type webinar where you kind of have to learn whatever it is that I want to teach you. Instead, we like to do interactive, and most of the times we're going to be working from your questions. So that's why it's vitally important that you pay attention and that you are ready to interact and reply. Otherwise, it could get very boring. Luckily, we did have some of y'all put in some questions before we started, so we got some material to work from. First, I'll bring y'all's attention to George S. asked how he could, this is his first time, and he asked how he could get access to some of the previous training replays. And so for those of you that also would like that, here's how you do that. The links are here on the screen. That's at youtube.com/CobyGW, or on my blog, CobyWright.com/category/video-tutorials. All right, got that out of the way. Let's jump right into the questions. Let me pull up my question box over here. All right. Let's see, let me get down to the first one. Cool. Troy asks, Coby, do you see yourself concentrating on the IM niche in the future, or do you see yourself expanding into other niches and offline, etc.? That's a good question. I plan to stay in the IM niche for as long as I'm an internet marketer. I tried to expand into some other niches early on, and what happened was I tried to do it too soon, and it kind of hindered my growth. It kind of a few months where not a lot happened, and it was simply because I just was spreading myself too thin. So what I realized was that I needed to stay focused, and it's a problem that I still have today, even this being my third year. I still have every day is staying focused, and the problem is there's new niches that open up every single day. There's always another profitable niche out there, and and as we kind of start getting greedy, or maybe we think the grass is greener on the other side. And so I think it's always best just to stay in a niche that you know best, and once you're already having success in, and really there's no need to branch out unless you have help. Now, if you have a partner, that can help you and do a lot of the work, and you're more of a supervisor type, maybe advisor, then I say go for it. If you have, if you have a significant other that knows a lot on a certain topic, like maybe your husband was a certified welder, or maybe your wife is a home ec teacher and she knows how to, cook and sew and stuff like that. Well, maybe she wants to go into that niche. Well, then she could produce all the content, and you just kind of would school her in, kind of what steps to take. So you're more or less just the coach. So in that case, I would say go into another niche, unless, but possibly that I will be expanding into other niches. I had started expanding into offline, and then I realized that it was, again, getting me unfocused on my online stuff. So I kind of scaled back on my offline stuff and kind of put it on the back burner for now. And I'm still doing it, but it's not nearly, I'm not really, I'm not worried about it. If it doesn't make money, if it does make money, it's there, and it's kind of suffering. So I guess what I'm trying to say is my advice is to stay in one niche until it is extremely profitable and it can support itself, and you are happy with your income before you start trying to branch out into other niches. Because what happens is you spread yourself too thin and you get into too many projects. You end up making little to no money, when if you would just finish project A and then move to the next one, project A to be making money while you're working on project B. So I think that before you try to expand into other niches, just stay focused on your current niche and whatever it is that you're currently doing. If you're already having a little bit of success, but maybe it's mediocre or it's not what you expected, instead of looking for a new niche, look and see what you're doing wrong or what you can do to improve in your current niche, rather than chasing, being a niche hunter, which is kind of just the same as buying every broad shiny object that comes out. It's like, oh, there's a new WSO out, or there's a new ClickBank product out, I'm going to go buy it, and abandoning what you're doing. Don't do that. Just stay focused, and because this isn't hard work, it's not overnight. So, it takes a little bit of work, and so I'm getting off track, but to answer your question, Troy, I plan to stay in the online niche for pretty much ever, or the internet marketing niche, the make money online niche, I guess. And I'm helping others in other niches, but it's not niches that I have to be focused on. Like I'm not really, I'm just kind of there as a coach. And so if I had to do that on my own, like I have sites that I'd like to do. There's niches that I'd like to enter. Like I'd like to do a poker blog, and I'd like to go into that niche because I'm a part-time poker player. And I know a lot about that, but I know that if I do, I'm going to get off track and I'll get unfocused, and so I'm not doing that yet. So sometimes you just have to, you have to keep yourself in check, and just make plans and work hard at what you're doing, because you can always get better and make more profits in your current niche. Sorry if that was a long-winded answer. But I do think that a lot of times some of the things can be easily expanded. Like for me, for example, if I could go back and start, from day one, I would say focus completely on the list building niche. I would not do anything else at all. I wouldn't go into, Amazon niches that I'm in. I wouldn't go into any other niches at all except list building. I wouldn't create any products that weren't list building, or maybe traffic products that create back to listing. They would all tie into list building in some way or another. And I wouldn't do anything else. I wouldn't make any websites that weren't, with that one niche. And then if I wanted to go into offline, I could take list building and take that to offline clients and start helping them build a list using all of the skills that I have. And so those two would be coinciding. So it'd be going to another niche, but also being in the same niche. Whereas now I do so many different things. That's kind of like a jack of all trade, master of none type of thing, where list building is my main business model, but I have a lot of other things on the side that don't get a lot of attention, and so they suffer. And then when I work on them, list building stuff suffers. So it's a catch-22. Let's see. Let's move on to the next question. Michael's O asked. He said, "My biggest question is about solo ads. How do you know where to purchase them? Do you have a favorite? And is it sometimes I hit and miss?" All right. That's a great question, because I happen to just purchase 5 or 6 solo ads the last few days. And here's where I purchased them out. Let's go and take a look. I know some of you have heard me talk about this before. I apologize. But I won't spend a whole lot of time on it. But for those of you that are new to it, let me show you all this. And I'll put the link in here, and then we'll go and visit it. It's a site called Safe Swaps, and don't worry, this site does have a paid membership, but it's more than just solos. You can find ad swap partners and stuff here. And so you can see I have an ad swap proposal here for the 1st of October, or the 31st of October, and that is what, like a month and a half from now or 2 months from now. That's how far booked I am, because I only do 2 ad swaps a week. And this is with Richard Legg. I do quite a bit with him. Some of y'all probably know who Richard is. So I'm just going to hit accept, and so y'all get to see live on air how it works. That's exactly how it works. You get, ad swap proposals, and you make ad swap proposals to others, and then that's how the ad swap side of it works. I'll show you my swap calendar. You can see I do 2 ad swaps a week. I did an ad swap with Richard on Wednesday. You can see I sent him 265 clicks. So far, he sent me 208 in return. On Saturday, I did an ad swap with Cal Chaplin. I sent him 135 clicks. He sent me 119, etc., etc. You can see on Wednesday, the 1st, I did one with Peter Paul. I sent him 488. He sent me 502. And for those of you that don't know what an ad swap is where you and another partner, you agree to both send an email to your list, and that email will promote the other person's squeeze page. So I'll send an email to my list and say, hey, check this out. Check out this free report by Peter Paul. And so you'll go and you'll look at it, and you'll join his list, and you'll get the free report. And he'll also send an email out to his list doing the same, recommending my free product. And so some of his subscribers will join my list, and some of my subscribers will join his list. And of course, you'll make some sales of your one-time offer and along the way as well. And so that's a good way to build your list and to build your buyers list and to get traffic. And it's free. It doesn't cost anything. You just send an email out for each other. And so that's how that works. Now, for the solos, same thing. You can buy, and you can see all the ones that I bought, they're for next week, because obviously you have to give them a few days notice before you buy. So I bought 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I bought 6 to go out Monday through Saturday of next week. And you can see I bought 100 clicks. I bought 50 clicks here, 100 clicks, 100 clicks, 100 clicks, and 50 clicks. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 500 clicks that I'll have coming to my squeeze page next week throughout the week. So I should get, at least 200 subscribers on my list, probably more, because they're all going to over-deliver their clicks a little bit. So I'll probably end up getting, close to 600 clicks or more. So I'll probably end up getting 250, maybe 300 or more subscribers on my list, and then I'll make some sales along the way. Now, how much did these cost me? These ranged in price anywhere from, let's see, I think this one was like $29. I think Mark Lee for 50 clicks was $15. I think Angelus charged me $32 for 100 clicks. I think Jay's was like $30 for 100 clicks. Tom Geo, this is the first time I've used him, so we'll see how it goes. I've used this guy before, and I had good results. I've used Angelus a couple times and had good results. But it's been 5 months since I bought one from Mark, 5 months since I bought one from Angelus. Same with Jay. I bought one from Hill before and had good results. I recently met Mark, and he seems like a cool guy. I looked at his feedback and stuff, and it was good. So I bought one from him and tried it out. That's why I bought a small one just to test the traffic, $15. Same with Geo, Tom Geo. He had some good feedback on him. And the same thing with Chris Ronson. They had good feedback, and so I just want to try them out. And I think the most that I paid was like $33, and then the cheapest that I paid was like, I think I paid $16 for 50 clicks from Chris. I think Tom was like 32, 28, somewhere in that range. So I'm paying anywhere from like 27 cents to 33 cents a click. That's about average. That's the price range that I look for. A lot of people these days are selling them for like 40 cents and up. Very rarely will I buy them for 40 cents. That's just, I'm a cheapskate, I guess, because you can find so many guys that provide good clicks for cheap, like like these guys here, like Mark, Angelus, and Jay. I've used them before, and I know their clicks are good, and they're they're reasonably priced. Some people that I've used in the past that were good, that are cheap, or people. Let's see. Let's go back. I bought a bunch of solos. You can see all those months when I was traveling, I didn't buy very many solos. Tommy, I bought a lot of solos from him. He always delivered. You can see I got 205 clicks, and I paid for 100. So his are always reasonably priced too. They're normally between $25 and $35. He has specials sometimes. But you can see this is in March when I bought a bunch of solos. I bought about 20 for the month. You can see some of the same people that you saw. Someone that I had bad, like this one. I had a bad experience with this guy. His clicks were very slow. It took like a whole week to deliver 50 clicks. I was getting like 10 a day at most, so or 13. I think I got 13 on one day, and so I gave him a negative rating. But for the most part, everyone, they pretty much deliver their stuff, and you can check their feedback. Like I think I had problems with this guy too. He sent it out late, like 3 or 4 days late. But for the most part, here at SafeSwap, the reason I like to use them almost exclusively is because, see, you go to solos, or you go to search, you go to search, and you can choose your solo. Let's do 300 plus clicks. And you can, like Angelo, this is one of the few people I would pay a higher price for, because I've done a lot of ass swaps with Angelo. He's got really good traffic, and he's got a good list. So I wouldn't mind paying him, $44 for 100 clicks or something. But that's an exception. I see this wouldn't be a good one to buy, but you want to go and you want to look. So he's got 30 cents a click, or 30 cents for 100 clicks. I'm sorry, 30 cents a click, $30 for 100 clicks. So I click on his name, and the first thing I would do is I click on Solo Seller right here, and then I'm going to look and see what other people are saying. He did one on August 24th. This guy said, great solo, lots of leads and opt-in. Wow, thanks. But if you look, he sold him 150 clicks, and he only delivered 130, so he's 20 less. So that kind of raises a flag for me, but the guy was happy, so it could be really good traffic. The next one, same thing. It says, great as usual, thank you much. He got 13 extra clicks. He bought 450. Great solo, thank you, good solo. But you got to look at the negatives too. It says, got the clicks, but it took the seller 4 days to deliver, and the conversion rate was really low. That's my experience, though. And I looked at this page the other day, and I was about to order because this guy's got a good reputation. I've heard, I've seen him around a lot. But then I saw this one, and it kind of made me think twice about it, and I thought, well, since he said he got low conversion, he might be using rotator traffic, and I don't really like rotator traffic. So I backed off, and I didn't go any further. But now look, there's other people I know, like Josh. I met him recently. He seems like a really good guy. He says he's a good solo. I know he's been buying a lot of solos. So I might try this guy out, but I wouldn't buy like a big package. I'd buy his smallest one. So let's look and see. He's got 150 clicks. I'd buy 150 clicks. I wouldn't buy any more than that the first time that I used him, and I would also always use this. Whenever I buy solo ads, I nearly always use this funnel right here, which most of y'all have seen it. I'll show it to you again, just in case you haven't. It's freelistbuildingtrainingvideo.com. I'll put that link in here for you. But the reason I use this one, you can see here's my Exit Pop Ninja software and working. But let me get that out of the way. The reason that I like to use this one so good is because it promotes a WSO of mine. But this funnel is a break-even funnel for me. In fact, a lot of times, if it's a good solo seller, I can actually make a profit from this funnel. And what happens is, you can see it's pretty simple, pretty straightforward. Pretty average, looking squeeze page. I think I checked it the other day, and it was converting at like 42%. So this is getting ad swaps and solo ads, and it's converting at 42%, which is pretty good. I just added the exit pop, so that should increase it another 3 to 6%. So basically, I can say it converts. I can expect that 50%. Like if I buy 100 clicks, I can expect to get 50 new subscribers because they're going to over deliver on their clicks nearly always. And so I can expect to get 50 subscribers. Now, when they let's opt in, I'll show you what it looks like. Actually, let me. I don't need to opt in. I'll just go to the download page, which is at autorespondermagic.net/sneak peek. I'll put that in the chat box for you also. Now, when they opt in, this is different than what you probably expect to see. So I'm going to go ahead and tell you that now. This is what they say if they opt in. If you don't believe me, you can go in and opt in yourself and try it out. But I'm just going to take you straight to the page that they see when they opt in. This is it. This is it. There's nothing else. There's no. This is it. This is all there is. This is a break-even funnel for me, which means what that means by break-even funnel is that if I spend $30 on solo ads and purchase 100 clicks, I can expect to make at least $30 back from that solo ad from the sales of this right here. And you may be thinking, Coby, how does that work? This is like the lamest funnel I've ever seen. Are you even good at marketing? I'm starting to doubt you now. The reason this works so well is because it's so different. This is not what you normally see. This is, this is against the norm, as my buddy Isaiah says. It's ATN, and so people don't really. And the reason it works so good, let me back up, is because they opt in and they get exactly what they're opting in for. If we go back to the squeeze page, let me close the exit pop. But if you look, how to put 100 to 300 subscribers on your list this weekend. I'm sorry, yeah, even with no list at all. Free, step-by-step, easy-to-follow video reveals 3 ninja tactics. Put in your email, and then they click Watch Video Now. And so instead of getting some tricky thing popping up saying, wait, buy something, I give them what they want. I give them exactly what they want. Here you go. You gave me your email address in exchange for a video? Here's the video, I promise you. And so they instantly, most people are just relieved by that. And they're like, wow, cool. And so they go right to this video, and then they start watching the video. And this is like a 30-minute video or like 28 minutes. So it's a really content-filled video. This lays out actually 3 strategies for building your list that you can put into action right away. They're easy. But if you go back and look on this page, it starts as soon as they hit this page. As soon as they hit this page, I'm automatically branding both the product with this e-cover here on the left, and also myself with my beautiful mug here. And this is a terrible photo. I don't know why I use this on all of my. This is the one that I've used on the internet because this is a terrible photo. There's like some hair from Carolyn, I think, over here on the side blowing in across my face, and I don't know. And I look way different than this now, but I've always used that photo, and so it's just kind of stuck. But I'm automatically branding them. I got my name here, I got my face, and I got the name of the product. And so after they opt in and they start watching this video, you can see the first thing that happens. First thing they see is autoresponder magic, the e-cover again, and my name. Let me stop this. And the first thing that I say in the video is, hey, this is Coby Wright with autoresponder magic, and we're back. So already they've already seen my name and the product name, like 3 times. So they're already starting to like me subconsciously, whether they like it or not, or whether they know it or not. And then, of course, you can see starting from 0. It's a really good video. It's 28 minutes and 9 seconds. But now, how I make money from this page is, you can see up here at the top, it says, this is just one of the 18 videos in autoresponder magic. And this link right here is hyperlinked. So I'm going to open that in a new tab. And the same thing there. Underneath the video, underneath the video, it says click here to get the rest of the course. The rest of the course. Because there's 18 or 19 or I don't know, there's several videos in autoresponder magic. I think I've added some more. So this is just one of them. And so what happens is this whole time during watching this video is I'm also referring to other videos. So I'll say something about ad swaps. I'm like, don't worry, I'll talk about ad swaps in another video. And so all throughout the video I'm referring to other parts of the video. And so as they're watching this, they're already wanting to get the rest of the course. And if they actually watch this whole video, there's no way that you don't want to buy the rest of this course. Because you watch this whole video, you're like, wow, those are really easy. This guy's cool. This guy's awesome. What else has he got? I want to get the rest of these videos. But, of course, not everyone watches it, and etc. But then, of course, I have another banner here. If they click on it, it also takes them to the WSO thread, which I'll show you in just a moment. Now, and I just added this the other day. I just added this, which is a banner for Safe Swaps, which is, a recurring membership. And I did that to try to push the profitability of the funnel just up that much. So if I can just get one you know, if I can get a handful, if I can get one person to join Save Swaps a month as a paying member, then, you know, and they stay on for a year or whatever, then it's going to be quite profitable for this funnel. It won't take maybe one of those to make, you know, a solo ad push me on from break even to extremely profitable. And then, of course, I got the normal stuff down at the bottom, you know, privacy policy, et cetera, et cetera. So when they click on that link right here, they're taken to my WSO thread. And this is, like I said, you can see this product was 6/28/2011. You know, and today it's 8/27/2012. So this product is 14 months old, but it's an evergreen product, and this product still works today, and it still makes sales every single day. And look how crappy my sales page is. You can tell this is one of my first, you know, one of my first products, or one of my earlier products, because the sales page is just terrible, and there's no appeal at all to the sales page. I mean, the copy is okay, but it's just ugly. You know, my sales pages these days are all graphical, and I got pretty text all of them. You see how ugly this sales page is. Yet it's still a break-even funnel, because so many people buy this, and what happens is they buy this for $11, and then there's an upsell for like 10 squeeze pages that have products, you know, freebies to give away with it as well. That's $17, and so a lot of people buy that upsell. And so what happens is it only takes, if one person buys the front-end product and they also buy the back-end product, I make $27. So if I bought a solo ad for $30 and one person buys that in the upsell and I'll make $27, I lost $3, but technically that's, I mean, basically that's break even. I'm going to get 50 subscribers on my list for $3. Heck yeah. And so then all you do is just keep buying traffic and keep buying traffic. And so that's what I do, except for whenever I was traveling those 3 months. But y'all are on my list. Y'all know that I just kind of took a break. And you have to do that sometimes, because that's part of why we work so hard, just to reward yourself. So that's where I get my solo ads. That's where I do my ad swaps. And that's my best funnel. And I know that probably brought a lot of questions. So let's jump back, and I'm going to see. I'm going to scroll down and see the questions I may just be putting in, and see some of the things that maybe it said. Yes, Jenny is absolutely right. I think people will always need help. She said, don't you think people will always need help with evergreen niches? Absolutely. That's why I think if you have a niche that, like internet marketing, list building, health and fitness, whatever it is, one that you're already in and you're already seeing success in, or you're seeing a little bit of success, stick with it, because, you know, like you said, Jenny, people, if it's an evergreen niche, they're always going to be there. You know, there's always going to be people wanting to make money. There's always going to be people wanting to improve their health. There's always going to be people wanting, you know, the list goes on and on. Y'all know. You already know all the good niches. And let me go. Sorry, let me think. Yes. Vic asked, can we get a download to use a list building funnel for our own use? Absolutely. 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 Let me put that link in here. And you can actually promote that product as well as an affiliate. It's you know, you can promote the WSO, so you can set up exactly like I have. You can set the funnel up exactly like I have, except replace the affiliate links, or, you know, my affiliate links with your affiliate links. But if you want to download that, go to cobywright.com/rose.zip, I believe. If you're wondering why it's named Rose, that's because that was one of my students that I first gave it to, and then I started sharing it with everybody. And if you want to, I guess I should put the link to request it for the WSO. That's at warriorplus.com/aff-offers/Coby. And if you will mention that you saw this webinar or that you got that funnel, I will bump your commission to 100% on the front and 75% on the back. Whereas otherwise it'll be 75 and 50. But if you will mention that you have that funnel, or that you saw this webinar or whatever, I'll give you a commission bump to 100% on the front. Let me double check and make sure that link works. It does. Okay. And you just have to take off my opt-in form and my picture put yours, and then replace on the download page, replace the links with your affiliate link, and you'll be set. And then you go back. I lost my questions box. Let me pull it back up over here. Michael O said, I remember watching you build that squeeze page. Yeah, that's the, Michael said, so SafeSwap keeps tracks of all your clicks. That's cool. Yes, that is the main reason that I use them. And they also can track your opt-ins and stuff as well if you set it up. I don't have it set up on all my squeeze pages, so it doesn't track them on all of them. And sometimes, and some of them I didn't set it up right, or so it only tracks like some of the opt-ins. Like it'll say I got 30 opt-ins and I really got like 100. But the main goal for me is that it tracks the clicks. You can get the, it can tell you, let me go back and show you. Let me go back to, like it tracks the clicks. You can tell you where they came from. Let's go back over here and look at Richard's swap. You can see it says that that I got 1% came from web, which you don't want web traffic, but 1% is that's pretty normal because people would just be sharing it, maybe via Twitter or something. But if it's like reverse, where this is like 70% or something, where it says web traffic, that'd be bad. You can see because I sent him 1.1% web traffic in return. You can see it was 3 clicks and it was 2 clicks for him from the web. But it tells you, the countries that it came from. They're all highlighted. I got 1 click from Russia, 5 clicks from India, 5 clicks from Australia, 85 clicks from the USA, 16 clicks from Canada, 3 clicks from Brazil, 1 click from Argentina, 1 click, 2 clicks from 1 click from France, 2 clicks from Germany, etc., etc. And so that's why I like. So not only that, and if you, like I said, if you have the opt-ins set up, it'll track it. And I'm not sure what this filtered means. Where it says filtered, I'm not really sure what that means. So, like you can see here, it says some of my traffic is filtered. Maybe that means that it goes through a redirect, or I don't really know, to be honest. So, if anybody's going to ask me that, I don't know what that means. But they just changed the outlook of this to where it's more graphical like this. Before it was kind of just all text. So, excuse me. Get a drink of water here. And let me find the question box again. Yes, Troy asked, I'm kind of working backwards to the questions because a lot of these questions I see are regarding ad swaps and stuff that we, and SafeSwap. Troy asked, when you ad swap, should you review their swap offer before putting it out to your list first? Yes. And the reason I didn't on Richard's is because we've swapped, because I had that proposal on his whenever I opened it up. The reason I didn't check is because we do a swap every month. So I've seen all of his products, and I know they're all, I've checked them all out before, so I know they're all okay. But if I was going to do a swap with a new person, like let's say that I got, let me see, like Ann Jones. I haven't done a swap with her before. So before I did a swap with her, before I sent her a request, I checked out her freebie. And so I went and looked at it by just pasting it in. And my computer's being slow. Wow. And its page isn't redirecting properly. Looks like our link is dead. Which is good that we did it on this. Let's try it straight from here and see if maybe it's something I did. It could just be safe swaps. Yeah, her page is down. I'm going to send her a message and tell her. Which is another cool thing. See, they got the message feature right here. I can just send her a message. Hey, Ann, just checked your link. And it gave me an error saying it wasn't redirecting. Of course, it's always good too to check it the day before you send it out, because sometimes people's sites will go dead like hers, or they'll forget to pay their hosting, or like me, I was on vacation and one of my domains expired, and I was lucky that somebody didn't buy it up from underneath me. But let's say that with Kevin, we do one every month too. Let's say, let me go back. I'm sorry, I was going to show y'all the offers. Let me go to, let's see, let's go to Johnny's. And so I could just open and link a new tab, go look at his. And, if you want to, you could opt in and look at their funnel, make sure everything's cool. Thanks for subscribing. Also, you want to make sure, like you've seen that he had one of those pages like that told you that it was, can't get through this. The page right here where it tells you, I don't know if I can stop that. There we go, stopped it. It's very important that if they're redirecting to an affiliate offer, that they have a page like this. Because what will happen is you'll get a lot of emails saying, hey, I subscribed to this guy's list and I didn't get my freebie. And they'll be kind of mad at you. If he didn't have this little splash page here and it just sent you straight to the affiliate offer that he's promoting, then everyone's going to be going, hey, what the hell? I opted in for a free report and he sent me to a sales page. Where's my freebie? So you need to make sure that they have one of these. If he didn't have this here, then I wouldn't have agreed to swap with him. And I usually don't like people going to videos, but I know Johnny and he's a good guy, so he gets an exception. If it's someone that I didn't know, then it might be borderline. I really not I'd accept a swap with them. Like if I was kind of on the edge and whether I wanted to accept a swap with them, then that would be one of the things that made me decide not to. But like I said, I know Johnny and he's got good traffic, and so his is okay. Let me see if I can find. Let's go look at Melvin's. See if I can find another one to show you. So yeah, you definitely want to check it out. Some of you may have even seen this one since it went out last week or something. You want to make sure that whatever they're giving away is okay. Like this is kind of, again, this is one of the ones where it's borderline, but the product was actually pretty decent. So I didn't mind giving away. But I don't like these sales pages like this. But even though this one looks happy, the product that they gave away actually does what it says. So it was okay. Again, if I didn't know Melvin, this is one that I may not have accepted. But the problem is you can't be too picky, and and if you just have to. I'm sorry, you can't be too picky, or this won't be. Run out of people that you can swap with. But that's why I only do 2 swaps a week, because it's pretty much a handful of people that I do swaps with over and over and over. So there's about 8 to 20 people that I swap with on a continual basis, and there's about you'll see the same like 4 to 6 guys show up every month that I swap with every single month. And so that's kind of my deal. Some people that are big into list building teach you to do ad swaps every single day, and I don't really like that. One, because first of all, it's hard to find somebody to swap with every single day. And if you're doing an ad swap every single day, then you have to be really, really lenient with the things that you will let your list see. So you have to start kind of letting stuff that you wouldn't necessarily usually let fly. Like you may start sending to products that you normally wouldn't, simply because you couldn't find anybody else to swap with that day. And another thing that happens too is your list will start kind of getting blind to your emails, because they always know that it's always an ad swap, and so they just kind of start ignoring you, which is the worst thing that happened. I would rather somebody unsubscribe than them just start ignoring me, because when somebody starts ignoring you, you're still paying to send them emails, but they're not reading them, and every time they see the email, they're like, ugh, a spammer, and then they delete it again instead of just opening it and unsubscribing. So I do 2 a week. That helps me keep my list fresh and not abused by ad swaps. It also helps me keep my partners. I can swap with about the same kind of people, so I get people I trust and people I know have good traffic. And Also, another reason why I don't think you should swap every day is because if you're swapping with someone new and maybe they send an offer like, and like that one I just showed you of Melvin's, and maybe my list isn't used to seeing something like that, and they don't take to it very well. Maybe they don't click it. Maybe they don't open it. Maybe I get like a poor turnout, and he sends me 200 clicks, and I only send him like 15 back or something, crazy. And it's simply because no one opened the email, or maybe everyone opened it, they just didn't click on the link. And so then, you're caught with having to make up another 150 clicks, but I don't have it, I can't just send out another email the next day because you have to send out an email for your other ad swap partner the next day. So then you have to start sending 2 emails a day and 3 emails a day, 4, 5, 6, and then what do you do if you get behind? You kind of get behind the 8 ball, and you're always playing catch up, and I don't like to do that. So this allows me, at least 2 days in between swaps. So what I do is I try to do my bigger swaps on Saturday because it gives me 3 days to catch up. And so like Grayson, he can send like 2,000, 3,000 clicks. He can send all kinds of traffic. And so I try to do him on Saturday. That way it gives me an extra day to catch up if he just blows me out of water. And so if I do any smaller swaps, I try to do them on the Wednesdays because I just have 2. But this way, if, maybe Tommy bought a bunch of solo ads and added a bunch of people to his list, and his list is real fresh, and it just does, maybe he sends me, 600 clicks, and he normally only sends me 300. And so I have an extra, I have 2 days here to catch up before I just send out my next solo ad. I'm sorry, my next ad swap. And I don't want to talk too much about ad swaps. I sent out a free PDF the other day that, or it's actually one that I'm selling, but I sent it out to y'all for free the other day, talking about ad swaps. So that'll help as well. But I hope that, oh, great question by Rusty. Thank you, sir. Rusty asks, what is rotator traffic? I think I misspelled rotator wrong, but it's telling me I did. Let's see. How do you spell it? I don't know. Apparently rotator just isn't a word. All right. Well, whatever. What is rotator traffic? Rotator traffic is when they use products like Click Maximizer, which is, the way it works is basically they can load up, let me back up. I think the best way to explain this. It works on unique IPs or unique clicks. So what happens is, let me show you a perfect example. If we go over to, here we go. This is, I don't sell solo ads very, very often. Sometimes I will sell them to my students. But this is a form of a solo ad that I'm doing. It's actually a subscriber package. And you can see that, let me refresh it. You can see that I've sent 726 clicks. But if we come down here and we look at the unique IPs, I've only actually sent 579 unique clicks. So that's like, what, 150 click difference? And so what happens is, if they're using a rotator, then those extra 150 clicks, and let me go back and explain that. The reason why this is higher, like the reason why this is 726 clicks, but only 579 are unique, is what happens is someone clicked it twice from their email, maybe they went back and clicked it, or whatever. Maybe they shared it on Twitter and someone just clicked it a couple times, or whatever. I really don't know why, other than just someone going back to it later, I guess, or maybe clicking the link. Maybe you have the link 2 times in the email and they click it both times in the email. So what happens is there's a an overflow. In this case, about 150 clicks. So if I don't use a rotator because I don't own one, and mostly because I don't sell solo ads, I don't really have a need for one. Although I may get one someday just for my ad swaps and stuff. But what happens is those extra 150 clicks where people click twice is whenever they click it the second time, you can set it up like this. So you have like link 1, which would be the main ad swap link, or in this case main solo link, because we're talking about solo ads. And link 2 might be secondary solo ad. Link 3 might be, you know, click banking with someone or something, or a paid offer, or a giveaway event. You know, et cetera, et cetera. You get, why did I say, oh, it finished it for me. I was like, why did I put eventually? And so what happens is, the first time they click it, is they go to the solo ad. You know, the main, like, or in this case, if I was doing an ad swap, they'd go to whatever link it is that they were trying to send you to. And in this case, whenever they clicked it, they would first go to, you know, Doug's link right here that he has, his squeeze page. But then the next time they clicked it, they would go to, you know, maybe I sold a solo ad to somebody else. So the second time they clicked it, they would go to their squeeze page, somebody else's squeeze page. And then if they clicked it the third time, I could take them to like a JV giveaway event or something, or a paid product, or a CPA offer, or, you know, whatever. And so what happens is the people that, you know, those extra 150 clicks will get redispersed, you know, to these other two links, or as many links they have on there. So what they can do is they can essentially, you know, sell 3 or 4 solo ads that day or that week or whatever. Say they can sell 500 click solo ads, knowing that they can send an email to their list and send out 500 clicks. So what they'll do is they'll load all 5 of those links, you know, solo ad 1, all the way through 5 into their rotator, and then they'll send out an email that says something like this, you know, hey, get your, you know, the subject line will be something like, it'll be one of those spammy subject lines that say something like paid product or receipt or whatever, you know, get your free download, something like that, or, you know, get your bonus gift. And then the body of the email, or the swap, which is also called email swap, will be something like, you know, grab your bonus gift now, you know, and then I'll have a link. And then this is what's called a generic email swap. This will help you make more money in your online biz. Link, grab this now before they start charging for it. Link, you know, and then cheers, Coby, or whatever. And so I send this out to my whole list, and then what happens is, as they're going through it, so I can send out one email and essentially provide 5 solo ads, just like that. So I can send out my one email and then go about my business for the day. So as a solo ad seller, it's beneficial. But what happens is, as the customer, now you're getting generic traffic. And so what happens with generic traffic is it converts lower. And so what happens when they're using rotator traffic is your conversions are going to typically be 20 to 30% in that range, whereas they might normally be in the 30, you know, to 60% range. And they may even be lower than that. I mean, they might get as low as like 10, depending on, you know, how quality their list is. And so what happens is they can actually send out, you know, 500 clicks, and they may actually only send legitimately 400. You know, actually 400 people may only click the link, but they just provided 500 clicks, and so they made more money. They did less work, and then the person that suffers is the office of the solo ad buyer. So that's another reason I like SafeSwap, is because they're encouraged more to use your link. And that's also another reason I like to buy solo ads from people that I know will send my swap. Like, I like to buy the smaller click packages from the guys with the smaller list. Like, you know, I showed that Chris Ronson and the other guy that I tried out, was it Tom Geo? Like, these guys, and Mark Lee, they have, you know, they don't have tiny list, but they have, you know, smaller list, you know, like 2, 3, 4, 5,000, versus, like AngelList has probably 10 or 15 or 20K. And so I like to buy from the smaller list because obviously the list is smaller, then it's newer, and the leads are fresher. And they're more likely that's about as many clicks as they can probably sell. Like, let me go and look at Chris and see how big his list actually is. Let's go to his profile. See, he says that his list is 9,100. So if you go to, we're on his ad swaps, looks like he sends about 100 clicks pretty consistently. So 50 to 100 clicks, he's probably just sending it straight out from a swap. It says he sends 69 clicks on average. So you know that he's sending, more than likely sending his swap, or your swap rather, exactly the way it is, or just modified slightly, whereas sending out the generic type of swap. And that's also one of the tips for my solo ads, or my being so profitable for me, is let me show you here's the email swap that I use, the copy that I use my solo ads. And the subject line, you can see I'm already pre-qualifying the reader with the subject line. Before they even open the email, they know that it's about list building. And so that's very, very important. And that's one, like, if they send out this swap or one that's pretty similar to it, then my funnel will make me money. It will break even or make a profit nearly every single time, unless they just have very, very bad traffic. Because this targets and kind of pre-sells the reader before they ever get to the page. So it's kind of hard to read this and then click on it and then get to the squeeze page and not opt in, because if you can see the subject says new in brackets, today's gift, list building video. Now, new with the brackets, that's kind of a spam trigger, and also using the apostrophe and the comma. I've got it's 4 special characters I have in the subject. That might be a mistake, but since it's not going out to my list and I'm not really responsible for the clicks, and they are, then I'll take that risk that it'll go to the spam filter, because I'm purchasing guaranteed clicks. So if it goes to the spam filter, then that's not really my worry. Obviously, it's to my advantage if it doesn't, but if this doesn't hit their spam filter, this is a pretty attention-getting subject line, and it's also a pre-qualifying one. Like if they see the subject line where it says new and gift and list building video, if they want to know anything about list building, then they're going to open the email. And then once they open the email, it says, hey, I have a treat for you today. There's a link. This video will teach you how to easily add 100 to 300 people to your list this weekend. And there's the link. Don't miss out. This could be your chance to finally start building a huge and profitable list. And then there's the link. Cheers. And then the solo ad sender, Mark Jameson. So if you remember the squeeze page, if we go back over here and look at the squeeze page, that's exactly what the squeeze page says. How to put 100 to 300 subscribers on your list this weekend. So if they send out my swap, and which they're not all going to, and there's not really any way to know whether or not they're going to, it's just kind of hit or miss. So if you have poor results with someone, that's probably what happened, is they didn't send out your swap. They probably sent you rotator traffic, and you just make a note of it and you don't use them again, which is really cool about safe swaps too. And I hate to be seeming like I'm pitching safe swaps, because I don't mean to. I just I love this tool. I use it a lot, obviously. But what's cool is if we go and look, let me go to the smaller ones. It'll show you if you've bought a solo ad from somebody and what you rated it. Like, see, it says that with Chris Malo, that my previous solo was 5 months ago, and I rated it a success. I gave him a traffic score of 7, which at $30. And so, because it's kind of hard to remember, you may remember, well, I think the guy was good, but I don't remember. Because unless you keep track of it on a spreadsheet or something, or take notes of every single solo ad, it's kind of hard to remember. So I gave him a 7, and a 7 at $30 I would purchase again. And same thing with Philip. Says the last purchase was 6 months ago. Rated a success. I gave him a 10 on traffic at $30. I would definitely use him again. In fact, I probably should order one. So I'm going to show you how to do it. Let's go ahead and order one now. Click buy solo. Wow, he doesn't have any available until October. I'm going to hold off on that. Simply because I don't want to pay him a month ahead of time. So that's what happens. You can see when they provide a good service and at a cheap price, they stay booked up. And again, like Thomas, you can see I used him 6 months ago. I rated it a 10. For me to spend $40 again, or which is 40 cents a click, yeah, it would have to be a 10 because that's at the very top of my range. Very top of my range is 40 cents a click. It's hard to get me to pay 40 cents a click, and I won't pay any more than that. I really won't. Thomas, again, I knew who he was, and I gave him a 10, so it was a good swap. I mean, a good solo ad. Same thing with Ryan. I bought several from him. You can see it says the last one was 6 months ago. I gave him a 10, $40. I would purchase again simply because I've bought 2 or 3 from him now, and they were all good. You can see sometimes what happens is you have to stay on top of people, because you can see I gave this guy an 8 on his traffic. I used him 5 months ago, and I remember giving him a thumbs up, but now he has 2 thumbs down. So maybe his list has gone down, maybe his quality has gone down, maybe he's so that's something you got to check up on also. And this one's 27. I gave her 8. I would definitely order again from her. And so that's I guess I've spent enough. And then it also, like, it shows you if you have them booked already, solo booked on him for the 6th, which we already showed you that. All right. Sorry to spend so much time on that. And let me go back up. We've just hit our hour. I'm going to go back and see if there's any. I had some people leaving. I was making sure I wasn't frozen or something. Let me go back and see if I missed any of the. Logan asked about Ron Doss's product, the Magic Submitter. I haven't looked at it yet, Logan. I got one email about it, and I didn't go and look at it. Oh, Lynn's joining us from Ecuador, and George is from St. Paul. James, great question. James said, what do you use for ideas for autoresponder follow-up messages? Are there PLR sources for follow-up messages? Yes, there are. I don't use PLR too often, although I have in the past. But let me just give you my 2 PLR sources first. And I keep getting asked about that, James. So I keep kicking around the idea of doing some type of membership or something where I provide autoresponder messages. So that may be something I'll do in the future, because people keep asking me that. And that seems to be a big hole that needs to be filled. So, but now we're talking about follow-ups. Let me go and take you to my Aweber account. You can see we're up to 15,000 in my Aweber. And my Aweber is my smallest autoresponder account, so it just went over the 15,000 mark. I'm happy. But what I do is, if we're going to, let's go to my solo ad funnel, the list building one. You can see it has 8 messages here, and they get one every single day. They get one that they get one that they opt in, and then they get 7 more. And all of these were written by me. But you can actually, let me just, I think I can share these with y'all. Let's see. Oh, here it is, yeah. Let me give y'all, if you have Aweber, you can use this code right here and put it on the, what that is you can see down here at the bottom it says use a predefined campaign by entering the campaign code. That code that I just gave you, you can put it in here and load it. It'll load all these. Of course, you want to go through there and either put in your own affiliate link or, excuse me, I'm losing my voice. That's how I know that it's been an hour. But that's how you, and some of these may not fit at all, but it'll give you kind of an idea of how I do it. And that's also another reason that this solo ad funnel is able to make break even and make a profit for me, is because of the strong follow-up sequence that I have. So I'm going to spend the next couple of minutes going through these, and then we'll call it quiz for the night. So I'll just spend just a few more moments. This is vitally important, and where a lot of people kind of lose focus or don't follow through. So I know it's getting kind of late, but stick with me here. This is definitely worth the extra time. So the very first one, the subject is your video plus unadvertised bonus. And the reason that I put bonus in capital letters is I want to make sure that they open the very first email, because if they don't open the first email for me, it's going to be very hard to start building a relationship with them. However, the good news is they say that like 80 to 90% of people will open the first email. So that's awesome. So we're good there. So we want to make sure that we really hit them hard in the first email. And what I mean by hit them hard is make a really good first impression. And, you know, you want to make sure that they know your name. So always make sure that I have the send set up, my list set up to where the send name is Coby Wright and not something like generic, like, you know, WSO Smasher or something. And so the first email says, hello, thanks for taking the time to watch the great and exclusive list building training video that I made for you. My name is Coby Wright. I'm a full-time internet marketer, and I'd like to congratulate you on taking the first step to building and profiting from a huge list. So see what I did right here in the beginning? I remind them of my name, or remind them while they opted into my list. I kind of told them the video was really awesome, which it is, and then I also tell them that they were smart, and I congratulate them and tell them that they were smart by deciding to opt into my list and watch the video. So if you need access to the video, click below, and then access the video now. And then this is the part where I'm making the good impression. I also have an unadvertised bonus for you. It's a 4-pack of squeeze page templates that I made that you can customize to work in any niche. They're yours as a gift, and I thank you for deciding to subscribe to my list. Get your bonus 4-pack of squeeze pages below. And there's I'll go ahead and put that link in there for y'all. You might want those as well. So let me put that in the chat box. I hear my cell phone going off in the back. Let me, sorry, turn that off. And then again, a link back to my WSO. It says if you want to check out some more great list building help from me, you can check out my Autoresponder Magic video course. And it says, see Autoresponder Magic video course here. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, or just need a bit of help, you can shoot me an email anytime. Look for my next email. I think you're going to like it. Until next time, signature. There you go. So that's all we do there. And my computer's going very slow. So I'm going to look at the, there we go. I was going to say I was about to look at the questions. And then the next day they give one that says, sorry, I forgot to mention this. Hey, it's Coby again. Remember, I got my name right up here at the beginning. I'm trying to pound my name into their head. I want them to remember my name so that they will see my emails, see my name, and then open it. It's Coby again. I hope you enjoyed the first video on list building. Only thing I forgot to think about is that some people might not know how to create, edit, or upload a squeeze page, or maybe even what one is. So check out this video that will explain it all. And this goes to a page on my blog where it's a video. It says if you're a pro at this stuff, then you just disregard this video. This is a great refresher. Plus, you can use the bonus 4-pack of squeeze pages I gave you in yesterday's email to quickly crank out a high-converting squeeze page. And then again, this is a hyperlink. It says follow along as I do exactly that. Don't worry if you're a pro at this. I got another video in the works for tomorrow, so be on the lookout. The next video will be another sweet tactic you can put into action to start adding even more subscribers to your list. And again, if you copy this, then what you would do is just go to YouTube and to get the video and embed it on your blog, and then put your own affiliate link underneath it. So you can still use my campaign and promote this Autoresponder Magic. You can borrow the videos from YouTube. I really don't care. I mean, why would I care? If you're promoting my product, and that'll help you and take some of the work off you. I've actually had a couple of my students do that exact thing. I gave them this funnel, and they signed up as an affiliate of mine, and then they just took all my videos and put them on their own blog, and used this same follow-up sequence, copied and pasted it, and just put their own links in, and it works perfect for them too. So I know it works. There's no reason for you to, because I've been testing it over the years. So there's no reason for you to have to do any extra work when you can just use what I've got and go from there. And then the email again the third day, the subject is another video as promised. Again, this subject line, that's kind of hard not to open that. And hey, it's Coby again. There's my name right up front. And I've got some more awesome training for you. Again, this is also on the house. And they click there. And this is another video on my blog. It says here, this one talks about using JV giveaway events to start building your list. And if you already have a list and you and you do since you took action in the first video, right? You can add more subscribers to your mailing list. And so go watch this no-cost video. And don't forget you can get my complete video course now at autorespondingmagic.net. And the reason I didn't hyperlink this one is because I wanted the link. I didn't want the link. I wanted it to say this here. And if you hyperlink this, then if you hyperlink the text with the actual domain, so if I copy this and put a link and hyperlinked it so that it says this, and then it also goes to that, what happens is Aweber will cloak it, and so it looks like a phishing link because it says autorespondingmagic.net, but if whenever the spam filters read it, it's going to say clicks.aweber.whatever, so it looks like a phishing. So that's why I didn't hyperlink it, because most HTML email clients will convert that to a link anyways. And if not, they can copy and paste it into their browser. But again, so that's all it says. That's all I got for you. Stay tuned for some more training. And also, don't forget you can get my complete video course now at autorespondingmagic.net. So I'm giving them a little bit of value each day, and then I'm also subtly pitching them and reminding them about the video course and pushing them back to my sales page. Day 4 says, do I need to use single or double opt-in? And hello, it's Coby again. I'm back with another great resource for you. ... Today's video is here. This video will discuss the difference between single and double or confirmed opt-in and list some pros and cons of each so you can decide which is the best to use in your business. There you go. And I've got a lot of comments on that video actually on my blog, so because that's kind of a controversial thing whether you should use double opt-in or single opt-in. Some people that and I didn't even put if you'll notice I didn't even put a link this time to Autoresponder Magic just because it's on the blog I think, so I don't want them to think every day I'm just emailing them to try to send them something, which kind of I am. But I'm giving them value first, so fair is fair, right? Day 5, a bonus you can use to build your list is the subject. You can say, hey, the email says, hey friend, it's your good buddy Coby again. I'm going to keep it short and sweet and straight to the point today. Here's a bonus report and squeeze page you can use as a freebie to build your list. Cool thing is the report is also rebrandable, which means you can add your own affiliate links and make some easy sales just by handing it out. And then they go there. They can get it. Let me see that link. I'll put that link in there for y'all too. Because I think I also have something else for sale on that page. Let me go and look. Put it in there. Oh, I just have a little thing for, this is a tell a friend script. I click down at the bottom, and they can get their free. So there's nothing I'm selling them here, I'm just giving them a bonus. And I'm getting a little bit of value out of them by having them put in, tell their friends. So they send me a little bit of traffic. They don't get a whole lot from that, but you might get a couple of visitors from it. Any little bit helps. And so that's, again, I'm just giving them some value. It says this is a high-quality report that I wrote about form marketing, how you use it to build your business. The link to your brand new report is located inside, so be sure to do that before you start handing it out to people. That's all I got for you today. I'm working on something cool for you right now, so watch out for my emails. Talk to you again soon. And even though I'm not sending them anything in that email, if they take that report out and send it to their subscribers, then I'm getting value from that because it could go viral, and they're going to be sending me buyers because they're going to be promoting one of my products inside of it, using their own affiliate link. And the next day, you can increase conversions by 13% today. And this is another one that gets a lot of controversy because it's kind of a controversial thing. So I've got a lot of blog comments on this, and so that's another side effect that I get is I get some not that I really care, but I get if Google ever happens to look at my blog, I get some interaction going on there, and so that kind of helps as far as SEO benefits and stuff go. But I really don't care about that. And you can say it says, hey, 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 and then in parentheses it says, read in a Fat Albert voice with a winky face. Coby again, yeah, I bet you thought it's Fat Albert, huh? And then in parentheses it has an old cartoon character for those that don't know. Anyways, enough with my silliness. And then in parentheses it says, is that a word? So see, I'm kind of letting them see my personality and kind of have fun with them. I've got something good for you, like usual. And it says blog post, how to increase conversions by 13% or more. So this is a blog post I wrote, and it's actually rather long at over 700 words, but well worth the read, and I know you will find the technique I share with you to be simple and easy to put into action starting today. You can really do this in a matter of minutes. Even a tech idiot like myself can put this tactic into action in less than a minute. So I know you can do it. In fact, you might actually be surprised at what it is. I wanted to point out that at the end of this blog post, there's a link to my Email Marketing Magic ebook. But I need to tell you something. Don't buy that ebook from that link. You get Email Marketing Magic as an unadvertised bonus when you purchase my Autoresponder Magic video course. Plus, you also get another high-quality ebook titled 1023 Subscribers in 27 Days, which details the Ninja private giveaway tactic I revealed to you in the very first video, the one you opted in to see. If you need a refresher on the first video, you can watch it again here, which this also sends them back to the, the page that has the links on it. So that's this goes back to the page that they, has the OTO, I guess, if you want to call it, on it. So another chance for them to buy their course or to get more value from me, or to remind them, hey, I gave you a pretty sweet video. You need to watch it. Or just, some people are like, oh, yeah, I remember that video. Where's that email that he sent that in? Where did I find it? They don't have to. It's right here. And then another link to it. It says also you can purchase the whole course now by simply visiting Autoresponder Magic Video Course. That's hyperlinked. Let me know if you have any questions, comments, or concerns. I'll return your email as quick as I can. Just remember, I get lots of them each day. And this tactic is actually telling them about not asking for the first name, asking just for the email address. And since that's kind of controversial, like some people really believe that you need to ask for the first name because they think that it makes such a big difference in their follow-up sequences. A lot of people, so there's a lot of blog comments, people expressing their opinion on that blog. So it's one of the more commented posts on my blog simply for that, and helping drive traffic back to it doesn't hurt either. So that's just a side benefit, get some Google love, which I really don't care. When you have an email list, you don't need Google. But, it never hurts. So day 7, another subject says bonus software to build your list. Hey, it's Coby, and I got another bonus for you. Let me get that link. I'll put that in there for y'all, so you can get that as well. I guess I should probably put that over here. That's a little B link, isn't it? All right, and let's click on that and go look at it. You can see it's download the free software here. This is the non-rebrandable version. The rebrandable version is available at. So I'm trying to sell them this product. This is another product of mine that they can buy, or they can give it away for free as well. They don't want to rebrand it. It comes with a squeeze page and stuff. So that's another, if they actually go to it, then they should be like, oh, wow, this guy's kind of cool. So at this point, they should like me and know that I like to try to give them value. Let's go back and finish it up. It says this is a forum marketing software of mine. You can use it to give away to build your list, and you can also use it to explode your forum marketing efforts. Forum Fever will automate and speed up all the boring tasks that you would normally associate with forum marketing, so you can quickly become an expert in any niche. Software also comes with professional graphics. They weren't cheap, so you don't have to worry about making a squeeze page or anything like that. It's all in a zip file. Doing this, I'll talk to you again soon. And the reason I gave them that bonus on day 7 is because the next day is, what's coming the next day. Here comes the sale. And I need to put one more in here. I need to put a day 9 that is just like a hardcore, like, go buy this now. That's what I need to do. I need to add one more. Maybe make it like day 10. Maybe give them a break. But I don't. This is day 8. This is the last of the follow-ups. And the subject is you need a system to follow, with need capitalized. And it says, hey, again, Coby here, and today I want to talk to you about having the right system to follow and the right mindset. When I was first starting out, I would try something and start working on it, then find something else, and again and again. This cycle went on for about 5 years. Yes, 5 long, hard years of not making any consistent money or anything worth mentioning. And that goes for, offline as well, not just online. Just literally, before I found IM, I was trying anything and everything to make money. Online, offline, MLM, anything I could find, BizOp. Anyways, finally I decided that I had to pick something and stick with it until I knew it worked or was just crap. As you may have assumed, that system was list building. I decided I would stick it out for at least a year and work on it as much as I could and stop buying other unrelated products. I vowed the only products I would buy would be those that would help me with my list building, and I'd stop looking at all the newbie makes 34K during first week products and only bought ones that would help me with list building. So to say I've read about everything on list building might be a stretch, but I have read and studied and experimented with lots of tactics to list building, and I finally decided on a way to do it ethically and also efficiently. So I started recording everything, I should say every little, see, that would be I did that on purpose. That's an ATN. That's a against the norm. Not really. I'm misspelling. So I started recording everything. I guess I should put a comma there and then say every little tip and tactic I had up my sleeve in hopes to help others who were in the same boat as me. Thus, Autoresponder Magic was born, and Autoresponder Magic is hyperlinked. And it says see it now at autorespondermagic.net. This video course will increase in both size and price as time goes on because I add videos based on the feedback I received. I've already added videos that were requested by others, so don't delay. Grab this video course and start learning today. And that's it. That's the end of the follow-up. I can and should add more to this. I just haven't because I'm lazy. But adding more follow-up messages never hurts anything. And I need to add maybe some more like this last one. You can see though that the one thing that these all had in common is they were all storytelling, and storytelling is very strong in email marketing. If you can sell in every single email, and people won't mind, is if you have a story to go along with it. So when it comes to crafting your emails, just use these as a basis if you need to, and just use them for inspiration to kind of craft your own, and put yourself in the shoes of that person and try to think of some of the things that you may be thinking as you're reading this email, as you're going through this my funnel, as you're getting this information. And also, you can see what I did here is I'm giving them videos and blog posts and stuff. This is stuff that I did in the past, and I'm reusing it. This is so don't be afraid. What happened to my text here? Don't be afraid to reuse content. If you've got blog posts that you've written in the past or videos that you've made in the past that are related, use them. You'd be dumb not to. Okay? No reason in trying to create new ones. If you've already got the content, reuse it. And that was one of the things that I was trying to do when I created that funnel, was trying to think of how can I use stuff that I've already got. How can I, the thing is, if you're an internet marketer and you're creating a lot of new content all the time, is new people are starting to follow you, new people are joining your email list, new people are getting on your, subscribing to you via YouTube, et cetera, and so they may not realize some of the older content that you've had out, and so they may not realize that you've already done this other cool stuff, and they may never have access to it or may never be exposed to it if you don't expose them to it. And so by sending them back to my blog and videos and stuff that I've already used, what happens is, I'm doing a couple of things. Obviously, I'm breaking even on my solo ads. We're making a profit. I'm providing value to new subscribers, which leads to long-term subscribers, or rabid fans, I should say. Let's just put fans. And but another thing I'm doing is stirring the pot. What I mean is I'm getting interaction going. I'm getting stuff going. Blog comments. And what I mean by that, blog comments. I'm getting YouTube subscribers. I'm getting tweets, getting my stuff liked and shared on Facebook. I'm getting my stuff pinned. Getting +1 on Google. I can't even. Where's my plus on it? Go. And so, what all that's doing is that's also driving traffic back to my site, which leads to starting the funnel all over again. So that helps to fill the funnel up again. So, boss, let me recap. And I know we kind of got off the subject a little bit, and we just kind of talked about solo ads and breaking even on them tonight. But if y'all paid attention, you could really use what we talked about tonight. This could be a whole course in its own, what we talked about tonight, and that's because this is a business model on its own. This is a major part of my business is just building your list by buying traffic and breaking even. Because you know once they're on your list that you can email them over and over and over, and you can sell them multiple products. And so if you take what we've talked about tonight, let me start all over back to the beginning and just kind of recap everything. You need a squeeze page, obviously, and you need an OTO. I gave you both of those that you can use. You can borrow mine. I gave you the link. I'll put it in here again. You need a follow-up sequence. I recommend at least 7 messages. That's really, that's pretty much it. And then you just need to buy traffic and then tweak until profitable. That's really all it is. You can do that right there, and you can build a list and make money in a short amount of time. And that's more or less what I do. I mean, that's pretty much all I do. I take breaks and I try the new things, and I always come back to that. I always come back to buying traffic, mostly solo ads, sending them to my squeeze page, building my list, and making money. Because if you can put in, if I can put in $100 and break even and gain subscribers, why wouldn't you do it over and over and over and over again? And so that was one of the realizations that I came to recently, and that's because as I was traveling and stuff for the last couple of months and just kind of not really doing a whole lot of anything in my business other than email marketing, not doing a whole lot more, not really doing anything extra to bring in more leads and stuff. And I kind of realized that I don't need to do anything other than buying traffic, sending it to a squeeze page, and building a relationship with them. There's no need to do anything other than that. That's really what it all comes down to. What I'm focusing on these days is not only solo ads, but I'm also focusing on what's called PPV. And so you'll be hearing a lot about that from me later on. And so as I learn more about that and I use it more. And I know tonight I had planned on talking a little bit about getting affiliates, but we kind of got on the solo ads and we just kind of got lost. So I hope we went an hour and a half tonight. So I hope that everyone got a ton of value. And someone says they lost the sound. Logan, can is the sound back on? I'm showing that it's I got sound here, so I hope I wasn't just talking. Okay, yeah, he said yes. Maybe it's just I'm on a wireless headset, so sometimes I think the bandwidth gets too much for it. It glitches out for a second. See, Shirley said, good idea on creating the follow-up messages. What was the code again? Why are 6 and 8 set to off? Mary, I'm not sure what you mean. Let me get that code for you again. See, it's right down here. Go. It's build a huge list, hyphen, or dash, whatever you want to call it, DD495, hyphen, the money sign, and the letter F. So I'm going to copy that, and I'll paste that back into the chat. So be sure to copy that and paste it into a notepad somewhere you keep it safe. And be sure, too, to go back over once you upload that, to go back over them and make them your own. You don't want to be sending them with my affiliate links in them and links to my site. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'd appreciate the extra traffic, but that would kind of defeat the purpose of you making money. So, I didn't give you the funnel and the codes to send me traffic. So just you promoting my product is good enough for me. But be sure to put your affiliate link in there, and you can borrow the videos from YouTube, post them on your blog. You can borrow my blog post from my blog. Just give me credit for it. All you have to do is put by Coby Wright or borrowed from CobyWright.com or something. Put a link to my site, and you're good. Any other questions and Rusty asked if I have a coaching program. I'll talk about that in just a second. Wire 6 and 8 set to off in Aweber. Let me go back and look, Mary, because I'm not really sure what. Oh, that's the click tracking. The reason I have it set to off. Let's go back and look. Because whenever well, I'm not really sure why I did it in this one. The idea behind it originally was, let me go back and look, is I didn't want them to cloak the link because I want it to, if they cloak it, it'll do like I said earlier, and then like where it says autoresponder magic, and then I have this here. I don't want them to turn this link into a tracking link because then it's a big long ugly link that says like clicks.aweber.whatever. So I just have them turn it off so that they don't change the links, so that they're not tracking them. So it'll just be a raw link. That's one they're set. I have the click tracking set off. That's just a personal, and that's down here at the bottom where it says track clicks. You just check or uncheck that box. That's just personal preference. And the reason I did it was because I didn't want them to convert that raw link into an Aweber link. I wanted to say autorespondermagic.net just for branding purposes. That was a great question though, Mary. Great question. Oh man, all right. Let's see. I'm sorry that I went long, y'all. We went about an hour and a half. Awesome. Make sure I'm just going back and making sure I know there's some questions that I missed, and we can cover them on Wednesday. George had a great question about, oh wait, no, I answered that one, sorry. I misread that. I thought that said something else. Just scan through here really quick, I'm sorry. Vic asked if I'd used JV Giveaway Headquarters. I haven't. Haven't heard of them actually. I host a JV giveaway event myself each month, but I haven't really been participating in many of them lately, actually in several months, just because I haven't had time. Michael said, wow, thanks, Coby. That's excellent info. We'll try and watch the replay later. Got to run. Thanks. You're very welcome, sir. Louis said, thank you for the webinar. I want to learn more, but right now I'm lost. Sorry, Luis, I know that some of the stuff may be above some people's heads, and I apologize for that, but don't worry. Some weeks you'll show up, and it'll be right up your alley, and it'll be over somebody else's head, so that'll happen. Don't worry. If it's something that you don't understand, don't get obsessed with it. Just just let it kind of go. Because if you get obsessed with it, and you're like, oh, I don't know what they're talking about, and just don't worry. When you need to really know it, your brain will accept it, and you'll learn it. That's something that I've learned, because sometimes you'll hear things, they just sound like really tech, like, oh, I have no clue what he just said. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. And when you need to know about it, you'll learn it. That's what I've learned. Jenny says, thanks, Coby. Bye for now. Thanks, Jenny. I appreciate you showing up. Yeah, Mary said, if you're lost, just take notes. It'll come in handy later. That's a great tip. All right. So I think I got everyone's questions answered. And tonight, I'm going to answer Rusty's question, which was if I had a coaching program. And I'm working on a full-blown membership for y'all, but that's going to be a little bit before I get that actually available to be able to show y'all. But until then, I do have something cool that I've set up for y'all. And here's the important part is I've got a coupon code for you, which is going to give you 50% off. So for those of you that know that have been on my list for a while, or showed up to these coaching before, or I'm sorry, these weekly coachings, you know that for one-on-one coaching I charge $250 an hour, which is pretty typical. That's what most internet marketers charge these days. But since I took 3 months off and was traveling or whatever, I didn't really do too much coaching during that time, simply because I didn't have time. Because I was in hotels and whatnot, and it was hard enough just making it to the weekly training sessions. So I decided to kick the coaching program back up, and get a few more students in there. So what I'm doing is I'm giving 50% off for anyone that wants the one-on-one coaching, an hour of coaching for me. Just stick in your coupon here. And the website is cobywright.com/1-hour-coaching. And just put in the coupon code, click buy now, and it'll take you right there. 50% discount. You can see it says here with 50% discount. That's simple. Now, the question I normally get when it comes to one-on-one coaching is, what would we talk about? And of course, you get the recording and all that good stuff. But what would we talk about? And what I like to do is I tell the student to come prepared with 5 or more questions that they absolutely need answered. And what we do is I take some background info from you to kind of get to know you, where you're at in your business. I ask you what your goals are and what your questions are for me. Then, from there, I'll listen to what you say, and I use my experience and my knowledge to come up with a plan for your situation and how to move forward. Some examples. So basically, what we're going to talk about is up to you, and what you would like to learn in your business, and what you would like to do to move to the next level. Some examples that I've talked about is I had one student that had a decent sized list. He had 6,000 or 7,000, but he wasn't getting very good click-throughs and opens because he didn't really know how to provide a lot of value to his list. And he actually he actually bought 4 hours worth of coaching from me, and he's only taken 2, even though it's been several months now. He keeps telling me he's holding the other 2 for an emergency. But from the first 2 coaching programs, we were able to generate a plan for him to still grow his list, but do less ad swaps. And the reason why he wasn't able to provide value to his list is because he was doing an ad swap every single day, so he didn't have any room to send them blog posts and videos and whatnot and stuff like that without sacrificing, his lead generation. So we looked at some plans. We put together some plans to generate some more subscribers to his list and generate more traffic without, and then also being able to provide value to his list. So that was one example. Another example, probably one of the ones I'm most proud of, is one of my students. Whenever I first started coaching them, he had 19 subscribers, and he now has over 20,000 subscribers, and he's actually going to be partnering with me on my membership site that I'm opening up my coaching program. So, and I've also coached some guys that you would be more familiar, but I can't really say their name. They probably wouldn't care, but just in case they would. And I coached them on, one guy had a list of 30,000. I coached him on providing, value to his list, relationship building with his list. I think I missed a question. Let me go back and look. Drew said he's still kind of confused on ad swaps, but he'll learn it eventually. Basically, an ad swap is the same as a solo ad, except you're both sending it to your list. So with an ad swap, you're going to be sending an email to your list, and you're both. Let me back up. I'm sorry, I'm getting tongue-tied. With a solo ad, with solo ads, as you know, Drew, you pay somebody and they send an email to their list, and they guarantee you X number of clicks. With an ad swap, it works in the same way, the same idea, in that you both agree upon a number of clicks. I'm going to send 200 or whatever, and then you both send an email to your list, and you send 200 clicks back to the other person. So I send you 200 clicks, you send me 200 clicks. So it works, and it's the same idea as a solo ad, except it's free, and so you have to send an email to your list. So I guess it's not completely free because you have to give up some of your subscribers, but then you also gain some of their subscribers. Drew said, I have a very small list. Who would I get to swap with me? People with the same size list. You'd be surprised that at the size of the list that people are swapping. I've seen people doing swaps on save swaps where literally they were swapping like 5 clicks. They have a list of like 50, and they're swapping like 5 clicks. So that's the cool thing about save swaps is no matter what size your list, there's somebody there that'll swap with you. And you don't always have to swap with people with the same list. I mean, you can also swap with bigger lists as well, like and they can just send to a certain segment. So you may send, like if you can send 50 clicks, I may have you send your list 2 times. So you send me 100 clicks, and then I might send to a smaller segment of my list and send 100 clicks. So that's how we would work that out. So you do it on, I guess what I'm saying is whenever you don't have the same size list or you have a smaller list, is you just do it on clicks. I'll send you X number of clicks. You send me X number of clicks. And I promise you, no matter whatever size your list is, there's at least. And Sue just had another great question. And those of you that are on Skype, I have a list building mastermind group that you can get into. My Skype username is Coby_Wright. Be sure to mention this webinar. Mention the webinar and the Skype group, actually. Mention the... man, I can't type and talk. Mention the list building mastermind. That's my Skype, or you can add Carolyn, who's my help desk. Her Skype is Coby Wright Support. Sue's question was, can we ask for ad swaps in your room? You can, yes. So, Affiliate says, cheer, Coby. Catch you next time. All right, so I think that that does that. There's the link. Y'all got the link if you want to get the coaching. CobyWright.com/1-hour-coaching. Coupon code VIP. You got the information to add me on Skype to get into the list building mastermind. I probably won't be back on Skype tonight, but whenever I get back on Skype, I'll add you there. I'll add you into the mastermind and etc. I guess that's it for tonight. If there's any more questions? Nope. Troy said thanks. George said thanks. You gentlemen are very welcome. I appreciate everyone showing up and hanging out. If you're watching this replay, again, you may still be able to get the deal on the coaching if you visit the link. If you're watching a replay, it'll probably be underneath the video. If not, go to CobyWright.com/1-hour-coaching, coupon code VIP. And don't forget as well, scroll back up here to the top. If you want to get on the SMS list, send a text message with the word webinar. Text the word webinar to 615-326-1155. You can also catch the past replays at youtube.com/CobyGW or CobyWright.com/category/video-tutorials. That's all I got for tonight. This is Coby with CobyWright.com, signing off.